Hi, this is a quick update I wanted to make since I haven't been on in a long time. Not a lot has happened because everything takes so long and so much energy. And half of the time is downtime and half of the time is uptime, so I don't have a lot of uptime to do stuff. But I've had paid people and volunteers come and work on the wallpaper in here. This had happened before. This was done before, but the wall's really a mess. And the back wall is also really important because it faces south and it gets most of the heat. And there's still more work to be done, more to be removed on that. I'm hoping to be able to get a couple more volunteers that will do it, or paid people, or somebody that will do it. And then this wall was the first priority because the morning sun hits it and you really get the vinyl fumes that way. And then this wall is the afternoon sun, but I'm not up here as much. And that's real important. Those walls are first. And then I didn't expect for my clock to go bad because the clock that was in here was the original clock that came with the trailer. And so it wasn't my taste, and it was kind of a cheap plastic icky thing, but I just remember it being like the first thing I saw the day I bought the trailer. And I was always looking at it to, the inspector's supposed to come at a certain time, and I was checking the clock, and just, that clock was like for center that day that I bought this, so it's kind of sentimental to me. But when it broke and there was no way to get it working, I was without a clock for a month. And then I went on eBay and I found this used one. I found this used clock. And it's kind of neat. It goes a lot better with the decor. It looks a lot better. It doesn't look as cheap as the other one. It's still cheap, but it's keeping good time and it's still cheap. And it really looks nice in here. It goes a lot better with it. It's kind of hard to get it with this kind of lighting to be able to get, the appearance of the clock. You can kind of see it looks a lot better. And I haven't decided whether I'm going to paint the black outside to something more like what I've done with other stuff or what. But for now, it looks really much better. So I'm real happy with that. I didn't expect to have to do that, and I had to wait a month to do it because, it wasn't in my budget. And it's still a cheap clock, like I say, but clocks are the same price on Amazon. We're just, basically Chinese garbage, that you'd pick up at a dollar store anyway. And then I went a little further with the wall because part of that last time had been done. I had finished at the edge of the door, there at the top edge of the door rod, and then I had done a square foot into that panel. And so it's like a square foot at a time, a square foot of primer at a time, and a square foot of paint coat at a time. To get this to all, see, that's one coat. It needs a second coat, but just to get one coat of green on and to get the wood sealed off. And I was only going to go to the edge of the window there where the edge of the screen is now. But since that area has not leaked in like a year, I figured that it's safe to go up to that area. And I've had wallpaper removed in the cupboards too, so I could see it if it comes in there. And so that has been what I do is I do primer and then paint, and then all the areas that really need extra patching that I didn't see before show up with the green. The green makes everything show up. So there, all the flaws are showing up, and that will need patching in a few places, and then just some more put on. And then later, eventually, I'll come back and do the final coat. I'm actually doing the outlet screen too because they're so ugly. You can see down here how ugly that outlet is. And there's no way, I originally was going to take that off and put like a plate, but the electronics are in the outlet, not in the wall, so you can't really change the plate. So you're kind of stuck with what you get. And the handle by the door to the right of the door that's in all RVs, this thing, you remember this thing, that probably you've seen in the videos. And it's just real cheap RV stuff. It feels like trailer trash. It's just cheap fake metal, fake fake garbage and kind of grimy looking. I ended up wanting to get like a nice brass one, and so I went to Etsy and eBay, and they really didn't. All the grab handles, they're all for like handicapped people, and they're like just really, really ugly. Kind of like handicapped shoes are ugly too. So I ended up getting on eBay this. There were a couple that were really beautiful. Now that I think about it, there were a couple that were really beautiful, but they were just still only so-so for what I wanted to do, and they were hundreds of dollars. So this one was under $20 brass on Etsy, and it's really meant to be a pull handle for a front door, and that's why it has the round thing for the doorknob, but it could be used for many other uses. So I put it here, and it just makes a really great pull handle, because anybody who's ever gone in and out of an RV knows you kind of need to hold on to the handle, especially if you're like me and you've got fibromyalgia and you have problems managing anyway. So as you can see, now you know why I haven't done a video in a long time, just because, you know, coordinating people that come in and help or work, and trying to just manage my life and manage everything and get the like a square foot done every so often. It's taken a long time to, you know, all my energy, and there's nothing left over for videos, no strength left over. But I did want to, you know, touch base and let you know it's kind of improving. And the one last thing that got done is the fridge trim is finally on here. Because what happened is the top and the bottom were popping off all the time. The sides stayed great, and the top area stayed great. But the top and the bottom of the bottom, not so much. And so I actually took the sealer that's used on the wood here and took a small brush and went in behind where it was all popped off. And I went in behind all that and got to get sealer onto the wood of the trim and let it dry for some days. I did that, the top and the bottom. And then after it dried for some days, I took like packaging, like from just like I cut up some of this packaging and took a piece, like the piece there, and put the nail glue on it, which is the best kind of super glue you can buy. And I put the nail glue on it and pushed it down in there, and then held each area for like 20 minutes. And, you know, I sat in a chair and held it, because that's what you have to do, because the super glue will just pop right off if you don't. And if you do it for 15 minutes, it'll still pop off. So it takes 20 minutes to just really adhere. And so it's really actually stuck now, and it actually looks the way I had hoped it would look. So after a year, this is finally done, after trying to get someone to cut it and finally get someone to do it and get it put on, and you know, all that. Finally it's done. So there's going to be more really, really neat, cool projects. Let me back up. I'll show you what it looks like. So it's real oak paneling in the fridge door with Mylar behind it for insulation, and the gold trim. So that's kind of what I've got going here, and there's going to be more stuff happening. So if you like it, like, subscribe, share, comment, and have a great day.